welcome back to another session of Python. And in this class, we are going to introduce you the fundamentals of Pandas, a very powerful package and modules. It is containing multiple modules. That Pandas is, I'm going to explain you Pandas in two form, the way the PDF chapter has been designed. Pandas 1 chapter is there, Pandas 2 chapter is there according to NCERT material. So based on that one, I want to introduce you the first ABCD of the Pandas first. It is almost some 45 slides, some 45 ideas you are going to get. And after that we are going to Pandas tool. That will be having some of the little bit more advanced things that you have to practically apply for our real life. Like NumPy, whenever you think about NumPy, you can think about its arrays. One-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, multi-dimensional array. And also if you recall the NumPy, you can think it of two-dimensional array is nothing but two one-dimensional arrays, two-dimensional array. Right? If you deeply analyze, two dimensions are there means it is actually multiplication of arrays. Yeah. And another thing, Pandas, when we talk about, Pandas is also dealing with linear or tabular data. It is having its own powerful functions, and for data analysis and data scientists are very fond of Pandas because Pandas is providing you lot of facilities in this regard. Yeah. Now, first let us understand what is this Pandas. It's a package useful for data analysis and manipulation. Analysis means, what is data analysis? It is a mere simple research of data. Researching on the data is called as data analysis. Why are you researching a data? Maybe you want to drive some information, useful information that will be more relevant to you. If I give you set of data to you, maybe depending on your requirement, Vinay may come up with some information, Somasekar, again Narsima, the information will be differing. Why? The person who is interpreting, he want to draw according to his requirement. Data source is same, but you come to some conclusion, All these tools for a data analysis is provided by Pandas package, and everything is ready-made stuff. We have to understand what are the methods to create Pandas object, what are the methods supported by Pandas object, how Pandas library directly how many variables and methods and functions are supported by Pandas, and what is its nature, how it is useful for our data analysis and manipulation. Pandas provides an easy way to create, manipulate and wrangle the data. NumPy is also doing that. NumPy is also providing that facility. Sometimes NumPy is also used as a subset of Pandas. That means NumPy arrays will be an object inside Pandas. Internally, Pandas is obviously using the NumPy library also. Now, what we have to do is we have to understand what are the steps that we are talking about here. And now let's Deepika, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you? You is very sick.
Yeah, just it was a mild fever, and also in between Saturday, Sunday was there.
Okay. I hope you're all right now.
Yeah, I'm okay. I was conducting practical exam in my college today for midterm. I'm okay. And just now I started the Pandas concept, Deepika. I didn't discuss anything, just the first slide I have opened up, and you can read that yellow box that I have started to discuss with. It's a data analysis tool for us, written in Python, and you can create and manipulate, wrangle the data with Pandas. Just you can play with the data with Pandas. Such a library is Pandas, but it's a very powerful library, by the way, and data scientists are very much fond of Pandas because the facility that is provided by Pandas. As usual, Pandas is also providing you to create various data structures. It is having its own data structure. Like NumPy arrays are one important data structure provided by NumPy. Here Pandas is also giving the data structure. What will be the maximum size of Pandas? Again the same story. Only your hardware will limit, Pandas doesn't have any limitation. What is the volume of data you want to process? You can volume as much as the hardware is supporting you. Not that the Pandas is giving you problem. Most of the time, why I am emphasizing this point, the software itself will provide you the limitation. But Python is a language where the language doesn't provide any limitations. Only it watches the hardware limitation, it will bound itself within that hardware. So the limitation of Pandas is because of the limitation of the hardware. Yeah. Pandas provides powerful and easy to use data structures that I told you, as well as the means to quickly perform operations on those data structures. What are those data structures? That is the important topic in this first Pandas section 1. And now what are the methods supported by the data structures? What are the functions supported in general by the Pandas package itself? Data scientists use Pandas for various reasons. Some important advantages has been mentioned here. Data scientists use it handle missing data. Missing data means I told you when you were discussing about NumPy, I told you in case if you don't have any value, particular column itself is not available, or 2 or 3 value is available for that column, remaining value is not available, missing value can be easily handled by NumPy. Because when you are doing some research, all the facts will not be in front of you. Some facts will be hidden. Maybe over the time you will be research and you will find out the data. Up to that time, Pandas will not prevent you creating a data structure. It will allow you missing data, okay fine, you can create. This is something I am discussing. Yeah, come Manoj. This is just now I started Manoj. That just now this is the first slide. Just now I started. This one of the advantages, missing data. It is an advanced thing. When you really analyze the statistical data, you will understand what is the importance of using a data structure that is providing you facility to handle the missing data. Series for one-dimensional data structure and data frame for multi-dimensional data structure. You have to recall the name of the data structure provided by Pandas. Very powerful 3 structures are there. One is called as series, another one is called as data frame, third one is called as panel. If we find panel, it is very advanced. If we find time, at the end of the course we will consider about discussing about panel. Otherwise you can study by your own also, but we are focusing more in the Pandas 1 chapter and Pandas 2 chapter, series and data frame. If you ask me what is the use of a series, it is nothing but a one-dimensional data structure. That's it. You don't need to exaggerate. What is that? This one? No, nothing. It is a one-dimensional. The way you think about a one-dimensional array, you can think it of series as a one-dimensional array. But I will not say that word array here. Series is one-dimensional data structure. I am not saying one-dimensional data array. Why? Because it is more powerful than array. Internal memory handling is different from array. So I will not tell you it is merely array. No, it is more than array. What about data frame? It is multi-dimensional data structure. 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, any dimension if you want to handle. It is called as data frame structure. What is the name of the 2 or 3 important data structures exposed by Pandas? One is series, another one is data frame, third one is called as panel. It provides an efficient way to slice the data. Slicing is, we have seen, if you really take any statistical problem, if you really try to solve the problem, you will understand the importance of slicing the data. By the way, I was interested about, Vinay and just I am interested to share this information. Army public schools are there, 140 for our Indian defense personnel. Their children are studying in army public schools because they are get transferred somewhere. Anywhere they can go and they can study. I wanted to join that once, not now, but I was trying to join that. I applied and yesterday was that Sunday was the exam. Mostly the questions were Python. Out of 200 question, 40 question was general knowledge, this psychology, this one, that one. I am not interested. I ignored that. But out of 160, 137 questions I got it right. Because the examination, they will display the question, I will answer. When I submit the paper, it will summarize my answer. How many questions I attempted, not attempted, what was the right, what was the wrong, all it will summarize. Yesterday itself I saw 137. Mostly it is a lot of questions with the help of slicing operations they asked in that. Actually based on CBSE. It is for CBSE board that exam is conducted. And it's just I was curious, just I shared with you all. And by the way, I will tell you, I didn't never ever prepare anything. Whatever I taught you, based on I didn't get any time for I'm going to college, I'm coming here right morning 7 8 night 8, fully busy. Sunday itself, this is Sunday was I spent in the examination. I whatever I was teaching you and whatever I teached I taught in the previous batches, based on that I went there and I got that marks. And efficient way to slice the data. Why I am talking about slicing? Slicing is such an important operation, curving out particular data from a data frame or from a series. It is, if you take serious statistical problem and data analysis analytical problems, you will understand the importance of slicing. This type of things are not provided by any general programming language that is not directly supporting data science. It's not, for example, if you want to analyze your data using C, C++, Java, directly it is not supporting. You have to create your own library first. But here everything is ready-made because all the libraries are available in Python. That's why they prefer Python, because I don't need to write series, I don't need to imagine about data frame. Everything is already imagined, already it has been created. Flexible way to merge, concatenate, reshape the data. For example, concatenation means merging reshaping also NumPy array you reshaped, right? 2 by 2 you can make 2 by 3 also. Something you can reshape. Very efficiently, very flexibly you can handle data. Because of all these advantages, data scientists prefers Pandas, the package. There are, as I said, there are 3 important data structures in Pandas: series, data frame and a panel. It is a series is a nature of one dimension. I will not use the word array. It is somewhat you can imagine as of now in the beginning are like array, but it is not exactly array. Yeah, it is somewhat. Series one dimensional, data frame multidimensional, panel it is a different altogether a data structure. Data structure is a way to arrange data in such a way that it can be accessed quickly. We can perform various operations on this data like retrieval, deletion and modification, etc. If you don't remember what is in the beginning of our course, I gave you one small definition about data structure. Again you can recall what do you mean by data structure. Structuring of data is required. Why? The reason you need to know. The reason is this one. Various operation you want to perform on the data. You want to retrieve, you want to delete, you want to modify. All these operations can be efficiently performed if the data is structured. Data is structured. If you have arranged the desk like this, immediately you can say how many numbers of chairs are there in our classroom now. One is up, one is downside, one is on the top of another. Is it unordered data? Can you count instantly? So operation of counting is not possible. In our real life what is happening, that is also happening in the computer life also. So organization of data in the form of the appropriate structure according to our requirement is necessary to perform various operations. That's why we need data structures. That's what Pandas is providing us ready-madely. Series, data frame, panels are provided. Okay. Now let's take series. What do you mean by series? We will take one introduction about series. Series is a one-dimensional array-like structure. Here also they are not saying array. Array is altogether one different thing. With homogeneous data which can be used to handle and manipulate data, what makes it special is its index attribute, which has incredible functionality, is heavily mutable. Series is, what are the different points they are talking about? In one-dimensional data arrangement, one-dimensional data arrangement is there in series, point number 1. Homogeneous data, heterogeneous is not supported. It is also the same characteristic of array. Yes. It makes it special because its index attribute is incredible functionality and heavily mutable. Index is mutable. Index is mutable. In arrays, index is mutable. Heavily, it is immutable. They are talking about mutability. For example, if you probably Deepika, you may recall in Java, you could have created one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array. You could have declared the variables and you could have declared the size of the array. What is mutable is the data that you want to assign is mutable. Index is 100% not under our control, fully controlled by the compiler. What should be the first element and what is its index? What should be the second element's index? 100% decided by the compiler. It is immutable. You cannot change. But here it is heavily mutable. And it has providing us a lot of functionality in our data processing and data analysis. How, what, why, we are going to see in the due course of time. It has two parts. Data part, associated index with data. Associated array of indexes are data labels. Data part, an array of actual data. Data series is one-dimensional array-like structure. Why I am saying? They are saying that it's somewhat like index itself is one array. Index itself is one array. It holds the index value. That's why you are able to modify. One-dimensional array is one array is maintaining the index numbers. Another array is maintaining the data, and it is associating. It is associating. That's why it is possible to modify the index. So it means that obviously it is not one-dimensional array. It is containing two one-dimensional arrays to maintain the index, mutable index and mutable data items. And another thing, it means also that internally it might have some index numbers that we don't need to worry about. Index numbers is having one index. Who need to take care of that? System has to take care of. We don't need to worry about that. That is the mechanism, internal mechanism I am talking about. If the index is possible to change, how the computer can maintain a unique ID? How is it possible? If you deeply imagine, it is not feasible. The feasibility is because of the humans thought that why we have to maintain index in the control of the language, make it as a one-dimensional array. Ask the user to modify. That modifiable index will have some index. That is fixed. That is fixed. We don't need to worry about that. Example 0, 1, 2, 3, some index. Data 10, 15, 18, 22. This is you just whatever I told you the behind the scene, just you put it in your backside of your mind. You imagine like this. Series means one index series is there, one data series is there. Each index is associated with one value. We are worried about our value and we can access using the index. Same concept of array. But series is not array. We can say that series is a labeled one-dimensional array which can hold any type of data. One. Labeled one-dimensional array means what? This is data is one-dimensional array. Each data is labeled. 0 is its label. 1 is one label. 2 is one label. Even sometimes labeled one-dimensional array means they are not saying it is index value. You understood? If you analyze the concept, you can understand. They are saying labeled one-dimensional array. Indexed one-dimensional array. NumPy. Indexed, labeled one-dimensional array. Okay. Data of series is always mutable, means it can be changed. It can be mutable data structure. It is a mutable data structure. But the size of the data series is always immutable. What is not mutable? Size of the data of series. It means cannot be changed. But the size of data, we will see what, how, why. Data cannot be changed. Size of the data cannot be changed. Series may be considered as a data structure with two arrays that I discussed now, out of which one array works as index and the second array works as original data. Understood now? If they are talking about this one, what it means? Two arrays are there. Two arrays are having its own unique index. It is fixed, but flexibility is exposed to you as if index is modifiable. Index is modifiable. Row labels in a series are called as index. Row labels 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a row label. Okay. How do you create a series? It is very simple. You can give any name equal to pandas.series. Please don't forget S is in capital. Here in pandas, you have to little bit give focus to which one starts with capital, which one starts from small letter. Give little bit focus for pandas because the package developers have given the modern approach. In modern approach, Python is demanding the class names and all to start with capital letters. In case of function names and method names, to start with the small letters. Variables can start with the small letters. Something convention they created. I told you a rule and convention. It is a convention that they are following. What are they giving? Data comma index equal to idx. It is optional. What should be the index? You can give, but it is optional. If you don't give, it can create by its own. Data may be Python sequence. Data can be any Python. List can be ND array. ND array is which one? N-dimensional array. Actually, it is coming from where? NumPy. So if you want to create a series, you have to also include the NumPy package. Import NumPy, import pandas. Then only you can create one ND array, right? Yes. Scalar value array Python dictionary is also possible. All Python sequence data structures can be used, particularly list, ND array, scalar values array, Python dictionary. All can be supplied as a data to create a series data structure. You are using another data structure to create series data structure. Why you are doing this one, wrapping up? It is because data is source, original. But the way you are arranging, you need more flexibility. So you are converting that source from list structure to series because series data structure is exposing you lot of functionality to perform, lot of operations to perform. That's why we are converting. You can think it as like a wrapping up. Wrapper, chocolate wrappers are there. For example, you could have seen skits in your college and all. Suddenly, one person will be wearing a big dress and he will be standing like a watchman. And after that, his role is hero role. He will remove and throw it out and he will stand like one t-shirt. He became hero. Actually, why this wrapping up? Because depending on the context, things has to change. So we are wrapping up. Already it is ND array, it is list. Whatever the list and ND array is providing the functions and operations, it is not sufficient for me. For my deeper statistical analysis and data science, I need more functionality. Put the structure inside the series. Now it will become a series. Series is giving more operations for you to perform. You should be convinced with why I need to convert a list or ND array or a Python dictionary into series. Yeah. Now, one simple example. Using ND array, you are importing pandas and NumPy as usual. If you don't have the pandas, please start your what it is called as navigator. If the navigator is installed with admin password, start as an administrator, run as administrator, or simply you can start and go to environment and install the pandas. Already pandas is available. You don't need to install because in most of the system pandas is pre-installed. If it is not installed, already it is available, you can activate that. Now the third statement is already how to create an array using list. List is converted to NumPy array. NumPy array is converted to a series object. Got it now? Now what happens? Default index 0, 1, 2, 3. Default index. What is the data? 10, 15, 18, 22. As usual, for you it is nothing but like a one-dimensional array. For you it is how it looks like. As if it is not having any difference between list, NumPy array and series. Same thing happening now. Index values are there. Forward indexing and backward indexing for list. Some data items will be there. If you take a one-dimensional array in NumPy, index will be there, data items are there. Is there any difference between series? But well-informed person will say no, differences are there. there, because depending on the operations that we are performing. List means very minimal operation you can perform. Little bit, if you are promoting to numpy array, you can perform more operations on the data. Even if you promote advanced series, you can perform even more operations on the same data. Fine. Now we created. How to create mutable index? This is where we are coming to the point. Mutable index means index can be modifiable. Today I will tell this one as some things, tomorrow I will modify the name. How? You can create like this. First, create one array. After that, you have to mention index equal to first, second, third, fourth. Now, how many values are there? A, B, C, D are the 4 values, data items. Now, index is not 0, 1, 2, 3. First index is called as first. The letter FIR, word first. Second index name is called as what? Second. Third index is called as third. Fourth index is called as fourth. Tomorrow, if you want to change that index, you can modify. Third will not be called as third, you may call it as XYZ. Possible. Why? Index is mutable. In series data structure, index is mutable. And in case, if you think that, why should I type like this lengthy index equal to, create a list first, data list, create a index list, supply the two lists to whom? Series. A series object is created. Here we didn't do that. If you print, you will get that series object. How do you create it from a scalar value? Scalar value means what? In statistics, any specific constant you can mention. Now you see, Pandas is imported. Series 50 index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many elements will be created? 5 elements. What will be the value? All the values will be 50. All the values will be 50. Instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can specify any index of your choice. It will not ask you, it will not complain you why you are modifying the index, because it is mutable. Now what you have to think, the flexibility of the series is mutable index. That gives a very powerful functionality to our data structure. One thing today you have to remember exactly what I am saying is, series is providing a functionality of mutable index that provides us a very huge functionality to operate on our data structure. We can perform. Now, a dictionary also can be used. Name Hardik, IPL team MI, runs 1500, create a series D. Now, IPL team will become index, runs will become index, name will become index, Hardik MI 1500 will become data. Understand, no? In dictionary, the keys will become index, values will become data items. Values will become data item. This is the way dictionary is converted into a series data structure. Dictionary itself is a data structure, right? Core data structure supported by core Python. It doesn't need any library to support. But Pandas series, we need library. Without Pandas library, we cannot operate. Now, mathematical operations in series. If you multiply all the values series by 2, simply S2 means what will happen? Result. All the values will be multiplied by 2. S times 2. Are you able to observe? S times 2. So far, are you able to follow Deepika?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. Now, to find the square, S to the power of 2. You know the exponent operator. 2 star is exponent operator. You want to print all the values in the series that is greater than 2. How can you use? Very interesting structure is there. What is? Name of S greater than 2. Wherever the value of S is greater than 2, it has to be displayed. Now you see the outputs. Greater 3, 4, 5 is printed. In place of index, what you have specified? A condition has been specified. Condition. This is the first functionality I am introducing you. So far, you cannot use a condition in place of an index. You used index number, you used slicing notation, but you didn't use condition. Right or wrong?
Yes.
So this is the first functionality that I am exposing, that is exposed by series. Even you can specify a series data structure can support a condition. S greater than 2 is nothing but a condition. Relational operator greater than has been used. Yes. Again I'm recalling you, Pandas requires lot of practice, otherwise it will confuse you. Again the same problem. Python's all libraries are like this. Now you see, you are creating a index called as 1 2 3 4 5. Index will be A B C D E. Another in the S2 another series is created 10 20 30 40, and again what are the index? A B C D E. S3 5 14 20 23 32. Index is A B C D. D is there. 4. Only 4 items are there. To add series, how can you add two series? S1 plus S2. If you give S1 plus S2, S1 plus S2 is printed. To add series S1 plus it add, you see, E is done. What happened? You understood now what it is?
S3 is not.
Huh?
S1, S2 is adding index number value.
Yeah, actually in S1 and S2 index are matching. So the matching index values are added. 1 plus 10, 2 plus 20, 3 plus 12, 30, 4 plus 40, 5 plus 50. But in case of S2 and S3, E is missing. E value in one index series available, it is 50. But if you go to another, E is not available, there is no value. So 50 plus no value will become a value, not a number. Result is what? NaN. In Pandas, a special value called as NaN is there. NaN. NaN. That is called as missing value. It is a missing value. NaN will be printed correspond to non-matching index or not a number. Non-matching, NaN not a number, non-matching index. Whenever there is a non-matching index available between two series, a NaN value will be created. NaN value refers to not a number. It is a special value. NaN you can call it as. Okay. That is called as missing value. This is one example for you to tell you missing value. Now in case filled non-matching index with 0, how can you deal with this one? S2 add S3 fill value equal to 0. You can manage that NaN value. Instead of NaN, missing values can be filled with zeros. You are saying that S2 add S3 fill value equal to 0. Now you have to understand this notation. I am not using the plus operator here. Instead, I am using an add method supported by the series object. S3 is what? S2 is what? Series object. So S2 dot add means what is the meaning? S2 is a series object that supports a method called as add that can receive two arguments. First argument is another series. Second argument is fill value. What is the meaning of the second argument? Wherever a NaN value is there, replace it with a 0. It means also that if you are able to replace NaN with 0, you can replace all the NaN with a particular any number, any scalar value, 500, 1000, 2000, 5000, any value you can specify. It is acceptable. Now you see. Where is that? Yeah, 50, 0. Now 50, last item is 50, right? Now that corresponding value is not available. So what it has become? Either of the series, then this non-matching index corresponding value of the series will be filled as 0. So the missing value is what? 0. Now the question is coming. What is the practical use of this type of things? Say for example, you have prepared a series series of mocks of students. Mocks of student. First series is subject 1, second series is subject 2, subject 3, subject 4, subject 5. You want to find out the sum. If the student's mock is not entered because the paper is not evaluated or the student is absent, means what will happen? The value will be missing. Absent means value will be missing. In that time, you can either provide some default value or a zero value. Otherwise, you cannot find out the total of that student. If there is any missing value, what will not be happening? Total will become automatically everything value available. In one series, the corresponding value not available. Say roll number is the index. Roll number is the index. Student roll number can be treated as a index. Series 1 same roll number. Series 2 same. Series 3, 4, 5 and so on. Now, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, all if I plus, if one student's one mark is missing in a particular series, the overall, it is like poison. You can imagine like poison. Even I think like that. You have one barrel of milk, one drop of poison can make the whole barrel what? How many data item you may have, one missing data will make it none. One missing data will make it the whole thing none. That is the thing what is happening, like mixing a drop of poison with the barrel of milk. Now, head and tail functions in the series.
Sir,
Yes.
in place of value, we use strings. Sir.
If we use,
Filling with the string value.
now it is numerical values, right?
Yes, sir.
Numerical values. You see the data type it is typing in the downside. Are you seeing the D type into 64 into 64? See, if you have fill value, if you have created a string values, that time you have to think about fill value as fill values.
We using dictionary, no, sir. That
Yeah.
time we use no, sir, string.
String we use. Series also we can use, but here the data structure is int 64. It is an integer data structure. Now you see the next data structure float 64. Float 64. The third one is also float 64. Now you have to create a what it is called as a string series. Data analysis, will it make sense to store string values in a series? If I want to do data analysis, most of the time it is numerical data. Numerical data. But you can experiment that one also. Can I replace the string value with a particular string? But int 64 you cannot. It's possible? It's not possible.
But we using dictionary, no, sir. Dictionary asset, no, sir. This series.
Yeah, understood.
So dictionary will be asset to key values, string, no, sir.
Okay, index you are talking about.
Yes.
Index you can use anything. First, second, third, fourth.
Dictionary is asset to key values, no, sir.
Hmm.
Keys and values. So value is a numerical or string values asset to dictionary normally.
Yes.
So that time we use dictionary in place of series. So we use string also.
You can. Why not? See, in your screen, what is the first series is list. List. You can use list as a data structure to create a series. Can you create a string list or not?
Yes.
Possible. Then it is possible. Series is also possible. Got it, Navi? Vinay? What I'm saying, if you are able to specify numeric values in a list, it is a number list. Can you create a what it is called as a string, a collection of strings in a list? List of string is also possible. Yes or no? Supply that series is created. Got it, na? It will be str type. It will be str type. Now, head and tail function. Head means the topmost elements, tail means the bottommost elements. There are some special functions are there in series that can access the topmost and bottommost elements. Used to access the first 5 rows of series. Simply if you say head, it will access the first 5 rows, first 5 elements, first 5 data items. First 3 rows we can call series name head 3. So, any number in the top you need, that many number you can specify in the bracket. n values, the topmost n rows you need means n can be any number. You specify that, provided that many number of rows are available. Got it now? Now you see the program. 10, 15, 18, 22, some list has been used to create an array. That array has been created using that array. You have created a series, and S head means it is printing 10, 15, 18, 22, 55 because the first 5 rows are created. If you give head 3, it will give you 10, 15, 18. You can replace that 3 with any number. That 3 can be replaced with any number. If you don't specify anything, it means that you have specified default value how much? 5. That is the thing you have to understand about head. What is the head function? Supported by the series object. Topmost 5 rows by default returned. If you specify the number of rows that needs to be returned, you specify the number. Now, tile means bottommost. If you specify tile, the top last 5 rows, bottommost 5 rows. In this bottommost, what are the 5 rows? 55, 77, 42, 48, 97 is the bottommost. Last 5 elements. It is printed. In case if you specify 4, what will happen? The last 4 elements will be taken. So 4 can be any number. Usually it will not be arbitrarily a big number, because head and tile is accessed to take the, for example, you have sorted a list of total mark of the students. Just I am giving you an academic example. Who are the best performer? Head function can give you. Who are the worst performers of the class? In a sorted list of data, the last 5 rows will tell you who are the worst performers. This is the one simple example I am telling you, the practical usage. Selection in series. How do you do select? Series provides index label LOC and ILOC and square bracket to access rows and columns. What are the 3 things you have? Series provides LOC, ILOC and square bracket to access rows and columns. LOC, series name LOC, selection it will happen, start range colon stop range. Is this matching with our core Python? Selection, slicing, is it matching? Yeah. Whatever the package that you are studying in future also, it will match with whatever the idea you are taking from the core. Core you should not forget. Directly you are not going to use the Python core because it is fundamental. Using those, whatever the library has been created, that will be direct usage. Now take the program Pandas, NumPy. You have created one NumPy array. Using that array you created a series object. When you print it, obviously you will be getting the default index numbers, and you are getting 10, 15, 15, 22, 55, 77, etc. And after that, SLOC means print values from index 0 to 2. Is it difficult to understand? LOC means LOC. LOC2 means, please try to understand, the structure is not the same one. In case of array, in case of list, in case of string, the index is name of the object, square bracket, within that start, stop, step. But that is not the structure. That slicing notation of square bracket is okay. LOC function, LOC is additionally used. It is required for him. What will happen? Print values from index 0 to 2. LOC 3 to 4. Print values from index 3 to 4. So, what is the meaning? 10, 15, 18. So, what is the peculiar thing that you find here?
10 minus 1 10 minus 1
Yes, Vinay, you are right. Tell me. Elaborate.
Ending of the range, n minus 1 not taking start.
Last end element minus 1 should happen. But that is not happening here. Right? Right? Yes, fine. You recognized the point now? Manoj, you got it now? 3 to 4 means 4 should not be included. Index 4 should be excluded. That is what happening in our previous slices. But in LOC it is not happening. In LOC what is it happening?
Taking between.
It is including 4 also. Now you see 0 is 10, what it is called as 1 is 15, 2 is 18. 2 should not come actually, but it is coming. Okay. Wait and see what is happening. What is that? 1822. Okay, 2 to 3. 2 and 3 is 1822. Now, you compare with the previous code.
Yes, sir. N minus 1 statements.
Yes. If you need the behavior of, you understand the flexibility that Pandas is providing you. Series is supporting 2 kinds of selection process. Here we call it as not slicing, we say selection of data. Just it is a game of terminologies. Words. If you use LOC, it is a specific to Pandas behavior. The end will also be included. You need that core Python idea of excluding the last element. You have to go with ILOC. 0 to 1, 2 will not be included. Now 3 to 4 means what is that one?
Only third will be.
Third will be printed. Only third. Int data type, where is that output? Yeah, you see third. After that 2 to 3. Only second item will be printed. Am I right? So what are the 2 types of selection processes available in series? LOC, ILOC. LOC is what type of behavior? Pandas behavior. ILOC is Python core behavior. That is selection process. How, whatever the notation you are specifying the numbers, that is important. Because I told you, Pandas is very powerful because in deep and descriptive statistical data analysis and data scientists prefer the way it is giving you the flexibility of data slicing. Okay, moving on. Only using square bracket. Now you see, this is what behavior. Either you can go with start range, stop range, or index value. You can specify the index directly. Is this anything different from other data structures that you have studied in list, dictionary? There is no difference. To print the value of index 3 to 4 means what will happen? Now are you getting LOC, ILOC here? We are not using. Yes. This is a selection process using square bracket. So what are the 3 mechanisms that series is providing? Why it is providing? Depends on your requirement. LOC method, ILOC method, normal square bracket method for data selection. Nothing but slicing. If you use only index inside square bracket, it called as accessing one element. It is not a slicing operation, only data selection. Okay. S:3 means what is the meaning? 0 to
50. One value. Start with 3 and n minus 1 is 1. Slicing.
0 to 2. Right? :3. :3 refers to core Python behavior is 0 to 2. Right from, if you don't have that 0 index, because here index is mutable, right? Whatever the element available from up to the given value minus 1. Indexing in series. Pandas provides index attribute to get and set the index of entries or values in series. Either you can get this index or set the index. Setting and getting the index values. Now you see, index is first, second, third, fourth. It is not a string values. Index can be string values, similar to dictionary we are using like this. In dictionary we are using. Index in series. Index means it will print you all the index. first, second, third, fourth. What type of object is that? It says data type object. It is not exposing us what type of object. It is the generic object name. It is a generic. So how are you getting that? Indexes in series are s dot index. S dot index. Indexes are in series are index first, second, third, fourth. Data type is object. It is giving you a list format. The output is in what format? List format. Slicing in series. Start, and step. Is there anything different? Same thing is there. Slicing is a way of retrieving subset of data from Pandas object. A slice object syntax is maximum you can have start and step values. The segments start representing the first item, end representing the last item, step representing the increment between each item that you would like. Now, import Pandas. Index is A, B, C, D, E, F. Values are there 152, 152, 062. Starting from 5 up to 4 element. Index 4. Steps is how much? 2. First element, third element, fifth element will not come. First element and third element will come. So BD will come. 0 to 6 step 2 means 0, 2, 4, that's it. 3 elements will become. So ACE. Now what you have observed here, despite mentioning A, B, C, D, E, F as index, you didn't specify that index here in slicing operation.
ABCD index.
ABCD is the index actually. ABCD is the index actually for you. But for slicing operation, what you have mentioned, the internal zero, you are treating it as a fixed index numbers for slicing operation. 0 to n. Based on that one only you are slicing. Are you using A colon F step G, something you are specifying? No. Now, these are all the fundamental idea about data series. When you go to your home, please take that Pandas chapter, read the whole chapter about series only if you want, and whatever the examples they are explaining you in the PDF, try to understand what are the examples that they are discussing with you, and go to the end of the Pandas first chapter, and whatever the exercises they have mentioned related to series, only series, complete all those exercises. Now we are moving to data frames, and data frames, just I will give you introduction. After that tomorrow we will continue the topic. Data frames. It is a two-dimensional object. It is a two-dimensional data structure that is useful in representing data in the form of rows and columns. Why we say most of the time data frame is used for the purpose of tabular data. Tabular data, similar to, it recalls as the two-dimensional array of NumPy. Two-dimensional array of NumPy. It is similar to a spreadsheet or an SQL table. Spreadsheet, you know, Excel sheet. It is somewhat same. Data frame is somewhat like, yeah. I can tell you data frame how much functionality and functions are supported. You can, in a fraction of a second, you can create one Excel sheet using data frame. Actually, we don't need, because we don't need to repeat what is already available. Just I am giving you example. This is most commonly used Pandas object. Frequently, people are not using series. Frequently, people are using which one? Pandas means mostly they are using data frame. Mostly they are using data frame. Once we store the data into a data frame, we can perform various operations that are useful in analyzing and understanding the data. Once if you loaded the proper data inside the data frame, you are exposed to multiple operations that can be performed on those data, that is for the purpose of data analysis. For example, how is the data structure? It is like this. Say for example, a row index is 0, 1, 2. Column index is player name, IPL team, base, what is that? Base price in crores. Okay, IPL team, na? So every player will be having one rate. So the Rohit, Virat, Hardik, MI, RCB, MI 13 crore, 17 crore, 14 crore, something data is available. So easily you can imagine how a data frame looks like. It is not much different from the two-dimensional array. Now some of the important what it is called as axis property you have to understand. A column index means it refers to axis 0. Column means it refers to axis 0. Row index means it refers to axis 0. Column index means it refers to axis 1. Why I am introducing you in the beginning? Because in data frame in several places you have to use this property. Many functions requires you to specify. For example, you have a table, total the table. Whether you want to total row by row or column by column, specify axis. If you say axis 0, row by row, it will total. If you specify axis 1, it will column by column, it will total. One example of usage of axis. I think already you have used axis in NumPy also.
Yes.
In two-dimensional array, right? Yeah. Data frames as axis. Axes are there, indices. We don't call it as index, we say axis in data frame. We think it of as a graphical representation, graph representation. It is similar to a spreadsheet whose row index is called index and column index is called as column name. You see, in a spreadsheet package, columns are A, B, C, D, E, F. Rows are numbers. Same format is available where? In spreadsheet also, data frame also. Data frame contains heterogeneous data. Series contains homogeneous. Data frame contains heterogeneous. You can mix up. You can mix up the data. Because they are comparing with the spreadsheet, you can imagine, yes, it is possible. They are comparing with, analogically, they are comparing with what? Spreadsheet. Spreadsheet supports anything. I can enter name, I can enter whole number, string, anything I can enter. Data frame size is mutable. Size is mutable means what?
Change.
You can modify the size.
Storage.
Yeah, storage size is,
Change.
for example, initially you are storing 10 rows and 5 columns. After that you can add rows and you can add columns also. You can add also columns. It is possible. This type of two-dimensional arrays, it will not support. Array will not support you to add. Additional, for example, you created one array of 2 by 3, 2 rows and 3 columns. No, I need 4 columns. I want to modify the existing one. No, you create a new and add the data manually. It is not possible to add. That's why we say that data frame size is mutable. Data frame data is mutable. Obviously, data frame is powerful because mutability is there. For data, we are very much concerned about the data. We are concerned about the size of the structure. Size of the structure. Index of the structure. All are mutable. All are mutable. If you want to create a data frame, how can you create? You can use series, you can create list, dictionary, or a NumPy 2D array, two-dimensional array. Anyone you can use, what will be created? Data frame can be created. Series is containing only one row, then how it is possible? Series is what? One-dimensional array. How can you use series to create two-dimensional?
Index is one.
But index is not our data.
For column purpose.
It can create either one row or it can create one column of data frame. It cannot create multiple rows or multiple columns. Then what? Take the example. How to create an empty data frame? You see D and F is for capital when you are creating. Please don't type all small letters or all capital letters. Pandas is PD dot data frame. D is capital, F is capital. It is mandatory. It is mandatory according to the package. Print DF means what will print? Columns are empty, index are empty. How to create data from series? Series A, B, C, D series you created. Data frame S. If you print DF, automatically the first column will be 0. How many columns of data is there? Only one column. That column name is not available in series. Column name is there in the series. Only row name is there. Because series is what?
Columns.
Series is one-dimensional structure. So either there will be, you can call it as a row or you can call it as, if you put it in horizontal arrangement, you can call it as column name. Any one is possible, but both are not possible. But here two indexes are there. 0, 0 means what is? 1 0 refers to row number, another 0 refers to column number. That is the index. That 0 was not available. You can extend that again, you can extend that number of columns. Got it now? That flexibility you have to understand what is the difference between data frame and series. What is the difference between data frame and a series? Okay. That is also default name. 0 is a default name, column name. Automatically we didn't give that. Default 0 column name came. Dictionary of series. Dictionary series. You see, series Hardik Virat, series MI RCB. You created two lists. Name, team. Name, team. Name, team. You have created what? Dictionary. Name will be the key and Hardik Virat will be two names. Team will be the key. MI RCB will be two teams. So using two series, we created one dictionary. I am creating data frame using the dictionary. If I create, what will happen? Automatically, name will become column, team will become column. You didn't specify anything for the row, so it will be automatically the default 0, 1. 0, 1. So this is the data frame that you are creating using dictionary. Now you have like this list of dictionaries. List of dictionaries. Multiple dictionaries inside one single list. List of dictionaries, list of tuples. If I say multiple tuples inside list. Now I am saying list of dictionaries. How many dictionaries are there? 3 dictionary structures are there in a single list. What are that? Name Sachin, surname Bhardwaj. Name Vinod, surname Verma. Name Rajesh, surname is Mishra. Something they have mentioned. Now you are creating data frame. That is not 1, it is L. L list L. So because you cannot create a identifier with numeric 1, 2, 3, you cannot write. So please don't be misunderstood by that one. Now you see how many columns are there now? Name, surname, Vinod, Verma, Rajesh, Mishra, and 2 columns are there, 3 rows are there. 2 columns and 3 rows. Can you call it as 3 columns? Can I say it is 3 columns? Can I say it is 3 columns? No. Why? Because 0, 1, 2 is index. On the top of 0, 1, 2, do you have any index number? Nothing, it is empty. So it is not a column. Column means it should have an index number. It is a row specification. That's why on the top of that 0, 1, 2, there is nothing available. So obviously what is that? Row specification, row label. How do you iteration of rows and columns? Iteration means accessing one by one, element by element, you can access. If you want to access record or data from the data frame row wise or column wise, then iteration is used. Pandas provide 2 functions to perform iteration. Iter rows, iter items. Iter rows means row by row you can access item. Iter items means column by column items you can access. First we will take iter rows. Okay, now we will stop here. I don't know what time I am coming because Gautami is asking me to upload all the class videos. So I have to find out a way. Thanks for joining today and hopefully